long in vain. Who was it then persuaded you to stay at home? There were 2 others lost, yours and your son's. For yours, the God of heaven brightened it. For his, it stuck upon him like the sun in the grey vault of heaven, and by his light did all the chivalry of England move to do brave acts. He was indeed the glass wherein noble youth did dress themselves. He had no legs that practised not his gait, and speaking thick, which nature made his blemish, became the accents of the valiant. For those who could speak low and tardily would turn their own perfection to abuse to seem like him, so that in speech, in diet, in gait, in affections of delight, in military rule, in humours of the blood, he was the mark and glass, the copy and book that fashioned others. And him, oh wondrous him, oh miracle of men, him did you leave to look upon the hideous god of war in disadvantage, second to none and unseconded by you. So you left him, to abide a field where nothing but the sound of Hotspur's name seemed did seem defensible. Never, oh never do his ghost the wrong, to hold your honour more close and precise with others than with him. Let them alone. The Marshal and the Archbishop are strong. Had mice we harry but half their numbers, might I today, hanging on Hotspur's neck, have talked of Malma's grave.
Thus have I politically begun my reign, and 'tis my hope to end successfully. My falcon now is sharp and passing empty, and till she stoop, she must not be full gorged, for then she never looks upon her lure. Another way, I have to man my haggard to make her come and know her keeper's call, that is, to watch her as we watch these kites that bait and beat and will not be obedient. She ate no meat today, nor none shall eat. Last night she slept not, nor tonight she shall not. As with the meat some undeserved fault, I'll find about the making of the bed. And here I fill in the pillow, there the bolster, this way the coverlet, another way the sheets. I, and amid this early I intend that all is done in reverent care of her. This is a way to kill a work with kindness, and thus I'll curb her mad and headstrong humour. He that knows better how to tame a shrew. Now, let him speak, 'tis charity to show.
Threatening unkind brow, and start not scornful glances from those eyes, to wound thy lord, and king, and governor. It blots thy beauty, as frosts do bite the meads, confounds thy fame, as whirlwinds shake fair buds, and in no sense is meet or amiable. A woman moved is like a fountain troubled, muddy, its seeming, thick, bereft of beauty, and while it is so, none so dry or thirsty will deign to sit or touch one drop of it. Thy husband is thy lord, thy life, thy keeper, thy head, thy sovereign, one that cares for thee, and for thy maintenance commits his body to painful labour, both by sea and land, to watch the nights and storms, the day and cold, whilst thou liest warm at home, secure and safe, and craves no other tribute at thy hands but love, fair looks, and true obedience. Too little payment for so great a debt. Such beauty and duty as the subject owes the prince, even such a woman oweth to her husband. And when she is froward, peevish, sullen, sour, and not obedient to his honest will, what is she but a foul contending rebel and graceless traitor to her loving lord? I am ashamed that women are so simple to offer war where they should kneel for peace, or seek for rule, supremacy, and sway where they are bound to serve, love, and obey. Why are our bodies weak and soft and smooth, unapt to toil and trouble in the world, but that our soft conditions and our hearts should well agree with our external parts? Come, you froward and unable worms. My mind hath been as big as one of yours. My heart is true. My reason haply more to bandy word for word and frown for frown. But now I see our lances are but straws. Our strength is weak, our weakness past compare, that seeming to be most, which we indeed least are. Then veil your stomachs, for it is no good, and place your hand below your husband's foot, in token of which duty, if you please, my hand is ready. May it do you ease.
Not see, or will you not observe, the strangeness of his altered countenance? With what a majesty he bears himself. How insolent of late he has become. How proud, how peremptory, how unlike himself. We know the time since he was mild and affable, and if we did but cast a far-off glance, immediately he was on his knees, that all the court admired him for submission. But meet him now, and be it in the morn, when everyone will give the time of day, he knits his brow, he casts an angry eye, and walketh by on stiff, unbending knee, disdaining duty that to us belongs. Small curs are disregarded when they grin, but great men tremble when the lion roars, and Humphrey is no little man in England. First note that he is near you in descent, and should you fall, he is the next will rise. It seemeth then it is no policy that he should come around your highness' presence, or be admitted to your highness' council. By flattery hath he won the commons' vote, and if he choose to make a motion, it is to be feared they all will follow him. Now 'tis the spring, when weeds are shallow-rooted. Suffer them now, and there will grow the garden, and choke the herbs, for want of husbandry. The reverent care I bear unto my lord, it made me collect these dangers in the duke. If it be fond, call it a woman's fear, which fear, if better reasons can supplant, I will subscribe and say I wronged the duke. My Lord of Suffolk, Buckingham and York, reprove my allegations if you can, or else conclude my words effectual.
Brave warriors, Clifford and Northumberland. Come, make him stand upon this molehill here that rotted mountains with outstretched arms, yet parted but the shadow with his hand. What? Was it you that would be England's king? Was it you that revelled in our parliament and gave a preachment of your high descent? Where are your list of sons to back you now? The wanton Edward and the lusty George? And where's that valiant crookback prodigy, Dicky, your boy, that with his grumbling voice was wont to cheer his dad in mutinies? Or with the rest? Where's your darling Rutland? Look, York, I stained this napkin with the blood that valiant Clifford with his rapier's point made issue from the bosom of the boy. And if thine eyes can water for his death, I give thee this to dry thy cheeks withal. Alas, poor York, but that I hate thee deadly, I should lament thy miserable state. I prithee grieve to make me merry, York. What? Hath thy fiery entrails so parched thine heart that not a tear can fall for Rutland's death? Why art thou patient, man? Thou shouldst be mad, and I to make thee mad do mock thee thus. Stamp, rave, and fret, that I may sing and dance. Thou wouldst be feared, I see, to make me sport. York cannot speak without a crown. A crown for York, and lords bow low to him. Hold you his hands whilst I do set it on. Aye, marry, sir, now looks he like a king. Aye, this is he that took King Henry's chair, and he that would be his adopted heir. But how is it that the great Plantagenet is crowned so soon and broke his solemn oath? As I bethink me, thou shouldst not be king till our King Henry had shook hands with death. And would you pale your head in Henry's glory and rob his temples of the diadem, now in his life against your holy oath? Oh, 'tis a fault too unpardonable. Off with the crown, and with the crown his head, and whilst we breathe, take time to do him dead.
Thank you very much.